Hey, what's up, everybody? Just doing a little live stream tonight. We're gonna preview some stuff I'm gonna send off for grading, probably for a CGC quick press, and also talk about some stuff I'm gonna send off for some cleaning and pressing with a private presser, and just kind of hang out and chat. So nobody's in here right now. I'm just gonna give it some time, see if anybody hops in. And check out some comics. So let's see. Do I want to go over stuff that I'm going to do a CGC submission on first? It's probably a good idea. So, yeah, first up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be sending off 20 comics to Comic Book Pressing on Instagram. He's helped me out with some pressing stuff before. And basically, you know, stuff that I want to send in just to get a quick, good press on it. First thing I'm thinking of here, actually, I gotta make this so I can see this live. First thing I'm thinking of here is Astonishing X-Men number 3. So that's going to be a contender. Oh. Might have to end the stream. Apparently we're getting some issues here. You know what? I'm going to end the stream and I'll start it back up in a second. Apparently there's an issue going on with my resolution being too high. So hang on. I might be able to change this on the fly. Stream. Output. Okay. So I think it's happy with that. Hopefully we're good here. All right. Well, I don't know if I didn't show what was happening because apparently my resolution was too high. So I'll show one more time. So these are comics, again, sorry if I'm repeating myself here, that I'm sending in for a quick press with Comic Book Pressing on Instagram. And this is Astonishing X-Men number 3. First cameo of Abigail Brand. And then to go with that, I'm going to send in Astonishing X-Men number 6, which is the first full appearance. Let's see. All right, sorry guys, I'm still a little new to this, so if I screwed up, my bad. Sending off Danger Girl number 1. I'm pretty excited to get this one graded. Danger Girl number 2, which, you know, is pretty cool on its own. Great J. Scott Campbell cover, of course, but it's the newsstand edition, which is actually very rare from what I can tell. See these going for quite a bit on eBay, so thought I'd check that one out too. Big in the comic book news recently, this is G.I. Joe 32, which is the first appearance of Lady J, who's of course getting her own Amazon streaming series later on. So excited to send that one off. All the ones I've shown so far are maybe potential 9/8 contenders, but they do need that good clean and press. And then Hulk 16, which is the first Red She-Hulk. Just got this comic not that long ago from Sanctum Sanctorum. And that is New Agents of Atlas, number 1. Sorry, just checking on the stream there. It looked like it died for a second. Sending off 2 copies of Spawn 9. Both in really similar shape. These could be like 9/6s, but those are first appearance of Angela, of course. All right, what else we got here? Got my direct edition of Uncanny 221. If you happen to watch my unboxing that I had for my last CGC Chris Claremont submission, I just got one of those back. Newsstand in a 9/4, signed by Chris Claremont. And then X-Men 4, first Omega Red, and that's probably a 9/6 as well. So just got that order totally backwards. Those are the ones, live streams are fun, right? Those are the ones I'm sending off to CGC for my 15 comic quick press that I'm going to do. So now let's talk about the 20 I'm going to send off to get cleaned and pressed with Comic Book Presser. Got Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16, and I have a newsstand and a direct that I'm going to send off for those. So 2 copies of Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16, first Monica Rambeau, and then first Cletus Cassidy, Amazing Spider-Man 344. Also going to send off an Eternals number 1. And I picked that up from Panel Punk's For Sale on Instagram. And then I'm going to send off this Eternals number 2 that I got from Comics The Gathering in Tacoma. All right, this one I think is going to be pretty cool coming up here. A lot of people probably looking for this one right now. Fantastic Four 353, and that's the first Mobius M. Mobius. And that's going to be Owen Wilson's character in Loki. Another one I just got recently, Gen 13 Encore Edition, which, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is essentially the second print. But I just got that recently from an eBay lot where I got Deathmate Black, the first appearance of Gen 13, and then I also got Gen 13 Limited Series number 1. Another one I got from Panel Punk's For Sale on Instagram, New Teen Titans, number 2, the first appearance of Deathstroke. So that one's probably going to be like in a 7.5 or so. And then Secret War 2 of 5, that is very hard cover to get a 9/8 in, I'm sure. And this one, it has a shot. Has a shot at a 9/8, but it's this really thick, glossy cardboard with a black cover. So if it has a shot, I want to try it out, but I want to get it clean and pressed. I don't really know if he's going to be able to do much on the press on that one, but I want to see if he can work some magic on it. Another pretty cool one right now, Spawn 119. That is the cameo of the Gunslinger Spawn. And going for some other vintage action here, we got Star Wars 2. First Han Solo, first Chewbacca. Some sources list it as the first Obi-Wan. I don't actually know if that's true. I'd have to pop open a copy of Star Wars 1. I want to say he appears in there. Another controversial, is it the first appearance or not? Star Wars Kanan, The Last Padawan, number 6, which currently is the first full Ezra, first full Sabine. But a lot of people would also say that's number 1. From looking at both of them, they kind of appear in each issue kind of equally, so it's kind of hard to say. All right, next, a whole bunch of Uncanny X-Men. Uncanny X-Men 133, which is the first solo Wolverine story, as he takes on the Hellfire Club by himself. You saw this in a pickup recently in a Bronze Buys. This is my favorite cover of all time, at least right now. Uncanny X-Men 137. That's the Death of Phoenix. Another first appearance in an X-Men book. I should say another, a first appearance in an X-Men book. First Forge, Uncanny 184. Send off Uncanny 212, which is in great shape. It has a couple non-color breaking spine ticks that I'm hoping can get knocked out. And then a lot of duos. 2 of that bad boy right there. A direct and a newsstand. So Uncanny 213. So we got 212 and 213. And again, I'm not necessarily getting these graded. I am getting them cleaned and pressed. I really want to see how they turn out. This is one of those that I really want to see how it turns out. Uncanny 244, which is the first Jubilee. So hopefully that one looks good. There's no way it's a 9.8. That's one that I'd be kind of happy to get a 9.4 on, probably. This one could be a 9.8. Uncanny 282. First Bishop. And last one for the 20 I'm sending off for the clean and press with my presser. Young Avengers number 1. So this one, I got hammered in my last one. I think I got like a 9 or a 9.2. I can't remember. This one's in better shape. And I would hope that it would get a 9.8, but I mean, realistically, maybe not. Maybe a 9.6 or something. So yeah, those are the ones I'm sending off from my presser to clean and press. And the ones before that, even though I said it wrong the first time, are the ones that I'm going to send off to CGC for a quick press. So I'll probably get those back in like 7 months. Hey, what's up, Azores Tiger? Just going through some comics, talking about what I'm going to send off to get clean and press done from my presser. Just went over all those, and also I'm going to do a 15 comic quick press with CGC, and going to go over one more kind of preview here. I got the James Tynion, the 4th signing coming up. So I'm going to make my submission for that. Some gunk on the Mylar, if you can see this. But got the Something is Killing the Children number 1, Jay Lee. And this one, it's got like those... I don't think I'll be able to really get this on camera here. No, it's gonna be kind of hard to tell, but it's got like those chipping issues on the corners that I've seen, with thicker books like that. and that kind of that harder cardstock. Sometimes they come back as a 9.8. That one I'm feeling is probably more likely to be a 9.6. And then Department of Truth number 1. I do have the Frizen cover off for grading right now as part of a 25 comic 9.8 pre-screen, so hopefully a grading. But that one, let's get it signed. And then already got it slabbed, but with Punchline doing as well as she is, definitely wanna get that one signed. I don't really know. I want to request some colors on these ones, but I've never requested colors on a slab before, so I can't really write it on the window bag. Hopefully a sticky note will work. But I do have 2 copies of that, so I figured I'd send one off and get it graded, and the other one just kind of hold on to. That's probably the one I would sell later on. But yeah. Yeah, maybe a remark. Oh man. Yeah, I haven't sprung for any remarks yet. I was watching Skeff's Comic Knowledge unbox his Donny Cates stuff, and I got my Donny Cates stuff back. And he did the Kate Stegman signatures. And Cates threw like some remarks on some of his comics he didn't ask for. I was so jealous. It's just awesome. But I did get a few of those signed, like, I got my Venom 3 convention exclusive signed by Donny Cates, and I had Stegman and Cates do my Venom 9, which was the Philip Tan cover. But yeah, remark would be sweet. Hey, what's up, Emad? I hope I'm saying that right. Ahmad, how's it going? Yeah, if you guys have any questions, I might run through everything again real fast just because nobody was in here. John Boy Myers. Yeah, I've got a Wizard World Supergirl number 1 that he did. That's like a black and white cover. It's a signature series that my wife got me for Christmas, and that one I think would be really cool if he does like a signing at CGC like they do these in-house ones now. I'd way rather do that than wait in line at a convention. I might get that one remarked. I think that'd be pretty sweet too. But yeah, I can go through comics again, or I could talk about the channel a little bit. A few people in here now, so you know what? Why don't I go through the comics again? I'll go through them a little bit quicker though, because I don't think anybody really got to see them. So for 15 comic quick press with CGC, which takes for freaking ever right now. I think I got my last one back. I want to say it was like 6 months, 5 months, something like that. I'm gonna send off Astonishing X-Men number 3, Abigail Brand cameo, and then full Abigail Brand Astonishing X-Men 6, Danger Girl 1, and Danger Girl 2. This is the newsstand edition, which again, that's apparently pretty rare. Every time I see the price for that on eBay, I'm kind of astonished, actually. G.I. Joe 32, the First Lady J. Hulk 16, First Red She-Hulk, and this is the one that I got from my boy Hulk Nuts over on Instagram. Definitely go check out his page. Definitely worth a follow. He has some really cool stuff he throws up for sale. New Agents of Atlas, number 1. And 2 copies of Spawn 9. Unfortunately, neither one's going to be a newsstand, but hey, whatever. Got an Uncanny 221 Direct. And last but not least, for the 15 comic quick press, an X-Men number 4. So not really sure. I might add a couple more comics to that, see what else I kind of come up with. I feel like every time I send something off, like some book in my collection just skyrockets in value or something, and I'm like, I should have sent that off instead. But hindsight's always 20/20, right? And the comic market's so crazy right now, as everybody in here knows, I'm sure. So yeah, the other thing I was going to say, and I'm going to show off the ones I'm going to send off for my presser next here. The other thing I was going to say is I do have a 500 subscriber giveaway I want to do. I've picked out some of the comics. It's just gonna be a bunch of cool raw comics that have come out over the last year or so for that giveaway. And I'm probably gonna do like a slab. I'm definitely gonna do a slab if I ever get to close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm at like 350 subscribers right now. So if you happen to be watching this, even if you're watching it on the replay, I don't ask people to subscribe to my channel, and I don't ask you to like my videos. You don't have to. There's no obligation, and it's a personal thing for me. I'm a little annoyed when channels do that. Like, I know everybody does it. It just kind of is always like, if I wanted to subscribe, I would subscribe. But if you're interested in winning those comics, you have to be subscribed. That's going to be the number one condition that I have. So you'll have to be subscribed. You'll have to like the video, and you'll have to comment your like number. Like, if you click the like button and it turns over to like 31, say like number 31, and then leave some kind of comment, some kind of comment about the channel, about the video you watched. And when I get to 500 subscribers, I'm going to randomly pick one of my videos. It could be any video. So you can go back and go to my entire catalog of videos and do this. Comment the like number, subscribe, and obviously like it to get the comment number you need. And I'll pick a winner from one of those videos. I'll randomly pick a video, and then I'll do a random generator probably on another live stream. So I'm definitely giving away a Star Wars High Republic #1, the A cover. I'm probably going to give away like maybe a couple of the Alien covers, like the Venom and Wolverine one were pretty dope. I'm probably going to give away a couple of those. How? Okay, so somebody's commenting as me. That's pretty funny. How is somebody able to do that? Are you able to change your name in the chat? That's pretty fun. Apparently, I'm so kind. And I'm gonna have 3 million subs in 5 years. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm gonna give away some pretty cool stuff. Hopefully, some neater raw comics that people can be excited about. It's still a ways away at the rate we're going. One of my videos got shared, and a lot of people went and checked it out. The one where I had a bad experience at a comic shop, but since then things have slowed down a little bit, so it's going to be a while. Yeah, the answer is I'm not doing that. So somebody is able to do that, which is pretty fun. Yeah, I looked over and I was like, interesting. Like, I thought maybe I had accidentally triggered some kind of auto mod or something like that. That's fun. So, I wonder what else I'll have to say in the chat. But yeah, so I'm gonna give away some neat stuff. So if you do want to win those things, go ahead and subscribe. And then I'll do a video kind of announcing all that stuff to you, so you don't have to just watch this live stream. But yeah, that's basically what you got to do to win. So if you do want to get to that point faster, where you can win those comics, get some other people to subscribe, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to do it, but go ahead and ask other people to subscribe. So real fast, I'm going to go over the comics again that I'm going to send off for a clean and press. I got 2 copies. This one's a newsstand of Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16, and got the direct too. First Monica Rambeau. Both of those I'm thinking are like in about an 8 to 8.5 kind of range. First Cletus Cassidy. This one's probably, with a clean and press, probably going for like a 9.6. Again, I'm not necessarily going to grade all these, but I do want to see what they turn out like. Going to get into some Eternals stuff with Eternals 1 and Eternals 2. And while I'm going through this, if you happen to have any questions, if you're watching along, go ahead and throw them in the chat, because as soon as I'm done doing this, I'll definitely get to some questions if you guys have any, or comments or anything. This one's about to skyrocket, I think. Fantastic Four 353, which is the first Mobius M. Mobius, and he does appear on the cover in the little direct edition logo there. And that is Owen Wilson's character from the new Loki series. And Gen 13 1 Encore edition. which I think has a really good shot at a 9.8 with the clean and press. And this comic I just was after for years and years and years. First Deathstroke, New Teen Titans #2. And this one, I'm thinking this is maybe like an 8 or a 7. Don't know if you can see any of the spine ticks there. It's real tough to show that stuff on a webcam. So I will try to do a 2-camera setup next time I do something like this. Secret War 2, First Quake, since she's coming back to the MCU. First cameo of Gunslinger Spawn 119. Star Wars 2. First Han Solo, first Chewbacca. And Star Wars Kanan the Last Padawan, #6, which is debatably the first full Ezra and the first full Sabine. And then, of course, my favorite stuff is X-Men and G.I. Joe, so we get into some of my favorites. Uncanny 133 for Solo Wolverine. My favorite cover of all time, 137. First Forge, which I showed off on my last live stream I did over at Dream of August. Uncanny 212. Yeah, I kind of figured Azores would like that. I got 2 copies of 213, Newsstand, and Direct. And pretty much all of these X-Men's except for that 137 are in really high grade. This one I wish was in super high grade. I'd love to have a 9.8 of this, but I think this is probably more like a 9.4. First Jubilee. First Jubilee. First Bishop. I've got like 5 copies of this. This is probably my best one. And I've got 1 second printing too, which I actually don't know the print runs on that. I should go look it up. I don't know if that was a low print second printing. And last but not least, Young Avengers #1. And this one, like I said before, if you watched my videos, I did do one other submission for Young Avengers that came back like a 9.4 or a 9.2 even. This one I'm hoping is more like a 9.6. So Alan had asked, did you ever go back to your local comic shop? If so, the owner let you use your cell phone. So I have not gone back to that shop. So I recently went to my other LCS. So I have 2 LCSs. One's 45 minutes away. One's 30 minutes away. And I'm kind of in between them on like a freeway, basically. And I went to that comic shop and I talked to that owner about that guy, which is kind of funny because they know each other. His shop's been around, the one I just went to, has been around for 15 years, I think. And I just went there for the first time last year, but I got to talk to him a little bit. And I'm actually going to do a video about his shop. I got permission to film, and I'm going to, I've already showed off what I got on that trip, but, I'm just going to do like a quick video. It's not like some huge shop. It's not like some special fancy shop, but it's so much better than the other shop. And he's such a nicer guy that I want to show it off. He's primarily like a tabletop gaming kind of shop these days, which a lot of comic shops transitioned over that because that's where the money was for a while, which makes perfect sense. And I think it's his passion too. He hosts like, gaming in the back of the store and stuff like that. But I did want to show it off. It's a tiny little, I live in Washington State. It's a tiny little town in Washington. It's amazing they even have a shop like that. So it's nothing like crazy fancy, but he's just a nice dude. And I want to do a video there. The other shop, the shop that I went to use my cell phone, or that I use my cell phone in every shop, but the one that kicked me out or didn't let me use my cell phone anyway, which is the same thing as far as I'm concerned. No, I haven't been back to that shop. I just got my first vaccine dose, and I try to limit going out. I don't go out very often. I've got a couple risk factors, so I try to avoid it as much as I can. And when I went in there, I just wanted to go in and out. I didn't really ever want to talk to the guy that much. Like, I wasn't rude or anything. you know, a lot of comic book people like to talk, right? I like to talk. I'm talking on a YouTube channel right now. And you know, I just want to be able to go in there and have a conversation with him if I ever do go back. And I'd like to do that without the mask on, basically. Um, so he can see my facial expressions, even though I've got a beard hiding a lot of the facial expression, but still. And I can see his. I can have a real, you know, real good conversation with him. I do want to talk to him about what happened. Um, and I just think it's the right way to do it if I'm going to do it. I'm still kind of hurt by it. It's like, so that shop, you know, I'll give a history of that shop. That shop opened in 1984. I was born in 1982. So it opened when I was 2 years old. The owner is not the original owner. He's the original owner's son. And it was a comic and card shop. He still does cards. I think it's kind of maybe more of his business. And, you know, that's the shop that I bought my first comic book at. So it was kind of a painful experience to like have him be that rude about something like that. And I really am. I want to go in and talk to him about it, but I don't really want to do it anytime soon. I want to let some more time pass. I want to see kind of if his tune changes a little bit, because so many more people are using apps for comic book hunting, even in the last couple months, that he's probably seen more of that. And I wonder if he's doubled down on it or if he's actually like loosened up on it. And if that's the case, one way or the other, I want to have a different conversation with him. So I think it's good to let some time go by. And I haven't had any desire to go back there. That's the biggest reason. But yeah, like I said, I had my first dose of the vaccine. I'll get my second dose here in another 2 weeks. Another 2 weeks after that, I'm going to be a lot more willing to go out to shops as time allows. I'm probably going to hit up one more shop in Vancouver, Washington, called I Like Comics. It's an amazing shop. It's really cool. Probably my favorite shop I've been into in the Northwest, at least in 20 years or so. I'm going to probably go hit that up on Friday. But other than that, I don't really go to shops very often. So, have you been to the Frankenstein shop up there? Let me see if I can find the name. Frank's Comics Swap in Portland. So oddly enough, unfortunately, I lived in Portland for a while, in Vancouver. And I didn't really collect comics at the time. not that avidly. I did for a while. Like I had a pull box at Things from Another World in Beaverton for a while. And I unfortunately missed out on a lot of the Portland comic scene. Like if I had a time machine and I went back to when I lived in Portland and could go to those comic shops, I'm sure I could find some really cool stuff. But I was basically out of comics. I was focusing on my career. I had a ton of comics that I was trying to get rid of. You know, that was kind of the time period where everybody had tons of 90s comics that were worth nothing, and most of them still aren't worth anything, that I wanted to get rid of, and I didn't want to like buy a bunch more comics. So I missed out on a lot of stuff. Yeah, Things from the World is really cool. In store. Online, I've had some issues with their shipping. Like, all right, so check this out. They told me I had some damages, and I emailed them about it. I'm like, hey, you know, just some stuff arrived damaged. I ordered a ton of comics from them too. And, you know, I had one or two that were damaged. And they said, oh, well, we only guarantee those comics to be in very fine condition. These were brand new comic book day comics. And I'm like, very fine condition? Are you kidding me? Like, yeah, not every comic book you buy on new comic book day is going to be a 9.8. Like, nobody should expect that. But very fine? Like, no. And I was just having like a lot of problems with their shipping. So I kind of scaled back from ordering from them. I do occasionally order from them because they have a cool system where it's like you can say, hey, on this day of the month, I want all my comics to ship to me. And most of my other ordering I do is through Comics Elite. And they have like, you have to pay as you go. The order has to all ship at once. If you have something coming out 2 weeks later, they'll wait till then to ship everything. And if that comic book gets delayed 6 weeks, they'll wait till then to ship everything. So Things from the World is a little bit more handy because I can add things. You know, it's like, hey, this might be hot. I want to make sure I get some copies set aside of that. And then in 2 weeks, if I learn, oh, that's actually not the first appearance, it's just the cameo or whatever, then I can go ahead and remove those from my cart and up to a certain point. So I use them for a lot of stuff still, but I've had to scale back with Things from the World just because I got burned too many times. But in store, every time I went in store, I went to the the Milwaukee location, which is the one that's like right across the street from Dark Horse, which, if you don't know, Things for Another World is owned by Dark Horse. And or at least they started it, and they're still partnered up. So it's right across the street from Dark Horse, and so it was always really cool to go there because they'd have like, giant alien xenomorph statues in the windows and stuff like that. They'd always do sick events. Like I got some pretty cool signed stuff, that they just kind of would have extra lying around after their signings and stuff. It was pretty cool. Their new or their free comic book day things were always really amazing too. So if you get a chance to go there, I used to go to the Milwaukee one. I used to go to the Beaverton one. They're really cool in person. They're always super friendly. They have a neat store. It's kind of exactly what you expect from a modern comic store, toys, figures, omnibus, all that kind of stuff, plus comics. So, it's very cool. But yeah, I think I will be taking some trips down to Portland, as time allows. It's kind of a hike from where I'm at now, and some trips up to Seattle. But, there's so many people that read and collect comics in those areas that I think those shops are kind of picked over. And I like finding, for lack of a better term, I like finding that, like that virgin territory, like that new hunting ground that people don't go to very often. So, comics are so big right now. I think everybody's hunting through long boxes, and everybody has access to like Key Collector and different types of ways to look up what comics are hot, that it feels like things are getting thinner. You need to like yard sales or garage sales or antique stores that maybe don't know what's up, that might have a pile of comics, that kind of stuff, to find better deals. But I'll still be hitting up some of those stores. But yeah, I've heard about, if it's Frank's Comic Store, I think that's the place. I have a really good friend that just moved like next door to it. I can't remember if it was that shop or another one. And so I'm going to ask him to go in there sometime and be like, dude, is it a good comic shop? Like, should I go down there? And then, if I get an opportunity, maybe I can meet him there and we can kind of check it out together, which would be really cool. I haven't seen him in a long time. And he's a good dude. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, if anybody else has any questions or comments, feel free to throw them in the chat. We went over all the stuff that I was planning on throwing into, a clean and press, and then the 15 comic quick press. I bet I've mixed those things up like 15 times in this video because they're similar in my head. And then the stuff I'm going to go over or send over to CGC for the Tinian signing too. At least I think so. I think I'm going to send those things. It kind of covers all his bases. The only thing I might want to send off is some Ghostmaker first appearances, but I don't know. I can't tell if Ghostmaker is going to be a big deal or not. I hope so, because I've got some copies that I picked it up, and it seems like Tinian's good about keeping his characters around. Did that with Punchline. It seems like Ghostmaker's going to stick around. Now, of course, Vengeance just is making her first cameo appearance in number 2. It looks like Joker number 2. So hopefully he keeps all these people around. But my question is, I don't know how much longer Tinian's going to be on Batman. It's pretty cool that he's still doing Batman stuff. But I think, between Something Is Killing Children, Department of Truth, like he's just got other avenues to go down. I don't know if he really wants to be at DC or Marvel. A lot of those guys don't, unless it's to go write a character they've always loved. I know I'd love to see him go over to Marvel and write Spider-Man or something. Like, I think that'd be sweet. But yeah, so it's kind of hard to say if I really want to send off any of the Ghostmaker ones. If you guys have any input, let me know if I should do that or not. Definitely will be worth a little bit more to sell if they're signed, I'm sure. And it's just it's a good opportunity to send in stuff in its own submission to, you're like, oh yeah, I should send that off. Like, if help me if J. Scott Campbell ever does a in-house submission signing. I'm gonna have a hard time with that because I have a ton of comics I'd love him to sign, like the 2 Danger Girls that I have here. I have a Danger Girl preview that is signed by him with a COA. It came from I think American Entertainment or whatever. American Entertainment or another universe. I think it's another universe. That I want to send off to CBCS to get their verified signature thing on and get a yellow label there. But I've got just tons of his stuff that I'd love to get signed. But yeah, kind of went over all that stuff. And then I talked about my 500 subscriber giveaway. So Again, I'm not big on asking people to subscribe, but if you do want to win some comics, that's a good way to go check out winning some comics. And it looks like no more questions are kind of rolling in. So with all that said, it's a late night stream. I'm on the West Coast. I had to get my daughter to bed, hung out with the wife for a little bit, and here we are. So I'll try to get on earlier at some point. But I do appreciate everybody stopping by, checking out the stuff. And if you're watching this on the replay, go ahead and feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll get to you later. I get alerts for all those comments, and I'll definitely make sure to fire one back at you. Hope everybody has a fantastic night. Thanks for stopping by.